Hey, what's going on, Pats Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Ken's Pats Talk Patriots podcast. Is we come here to coming to you today early today, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the East Coast. Got my boy Anthony Pupo, an aspiring draft analyst. He does real good work on the NFL draft. He knows a lot about the draft, man. I definitely recommend y'all going and giving him a little subscribe or not even subscribe, give him a follow on his page on at Anthony underscore Pupo. He's on Instagram. He's also on Twitter. I'm about to let him in here soon. As I always say, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you share the content. Also, this show is powered by the Sports Lounge Media, so make sure you go check that out. Check them out over there, and give them a sub and give them a like on the page. What's going on, bro? We're back.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Great.
Yeah. Thanks again for having me on again. It's always a pleasure, man. How
Yes, sir.
many how
Yes,
many
sir.
how many viewers do we got so far?
We got a couple in here right now. Got a
Okay,
couple
now
in here right now.
is there? Can I see it on here or no?
You should be able to on your end. If I'm not sure. Sometimes you can.
I yeah, I don't see it, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Sportsline meets now. What's going on with y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Appreciate it. Also, y'all make sure you hit that like, but make sure you share the content, man. The New England Patriots had a pretty good draft. Um,
Yep.
I had you on about a week before the draft. I had you on. We did like a little quick preview
Yep.
of the draft. Some good fits for the Patriots. What you thought we was gonna do? How you think we came out this draft?
You know what? Anything with the draft, man, I can talk for hours. You know
Yeah,
that. Honestly, like I thought that it was a good draft for you guys. Right? I mean, right? I thought that you guys addressed areas of need, quite well. And you know, this is going to be year two of the rebuild, so this class can pay dividends. But overall I think maybe like a B plus I would give it. But that Will Campbell pick was really good. That was, I mean, that was it was kind of the expectation, right? Because if it was going to go Ward, Hunter at two, and then the Giants go Carter, right? then then a Will Campbell fell right to you guys. But overall, it was a good draft, man.
I think it went the first few picks of the draft went like chalk. What everybody said. We thought Cam Ward to Tennessee.
Yep,
At first, it was a lot of people hearing Shador to Cleveland, then
yep,
Travis Hunter to Cleveland, and then as we got closer, we got breaking news: the Jaguars trade up to get Travis Hunter from Cleveland or whatnot, and then Cleveland takes Cleveland takes Mason Graham. Giants get Abdul Carter. So then the Patriots got Will Campbell. So I think the first few picks, the draft really didn't start till I say like probably pick. Well, a lot of people thought the Patriots were going to go Will Campbell. So it probably didn't start by the fifth pick. It probably, to be real with it, probably didn't start till then. So I think like the top of the draft went how everybody assumed and projected to go. What's your thoughts on it? Just the top of the draft, the first five picks.
yeah. No, I think you got it mixed up, or no,
It was
yeah,
Ward.
Ward,
Yeah, then it was
Hunter.
because Jacksonville trade up, then Carter, Campbell, then Graham. Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, because I thought you said or just now that Graham would have went ahead of Carter, but
No,
he
no, I
got.
wasn't going in a I was just
Oh, okay,
doing
I
the top
gotcha.
five because I wasn't going in a certain order or nothing. Yeah.
Okay, okay, so you're asking me for
I
my
was yeah, I was
thoughts.
asking you with the top five. Did it go how you expected? Are you surprised I had the top five picks went?
Um, you know, a little bit. The only reason was being a Jacksonville traded up to get Travis Hunter, right? But they even said, right, they want to maximize Trevor Lawrence. In a way, it does make sense. He's in my opinion, he was the best player in the draft, regardless of position. So, it was needed, right? And at five, right, to Cleveland, right, when they were on the clock, I thought, or they were going to go Genty because they need a bell cow running back, but right, they got Quinshawn Junkins in the second round. You know what? Okay, he's obviously not Genty, but he's a nice consolation prize. So I mean, I thought they would go, Genty, but you know what? They got a solid player, Mason Graham, who was kind of always overlooked the process, besides Hunter, Carter, and the quarterbacks, right? He was always right up there, right? So
Man, being a diehard Patriots fan, I was just begging and praying the Giants take Shador Sanders, but they didn't take him. We would have ended up with Carter or Hunter,
Yeah, you got
or
it.
in this case, would have ended up with Carter or whatnot. But I'm like, oh my freaking god! But I think as the draft process went on, I think like about 2 weeks prior to, I was still holding out a little glimmer of hope. I said, well, maybe don't believe all the smoke. And then I say about the week before the draft, I was like, you know what? It's a wrap. It's Campbell. The pick is Campbell. I took it to the finish line though. I was hanging on. I was like, it's gonna be Campbell, man. It's gonna be Campbell. Boston Gamer, what's going on with you? What's going? He says, what's happening? Ken, doing pretty good, man.
Who is that guy? Is he
Boston,
one?
yeah, Boston Gamer, one of my subscribers.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, appreciate it, Boston. I'm moving on to the Patriots. Real
Okay.
Campbell, could you see him moving, sliding into guard at some point this season or in his career? Because a lot of talk coming out said that he's a guard. I think you said that as well, that he could move into guard. Could you see him slide into guard?
Well, it's a yes and no type question.
Mm,
Like right, his arms just it just measured the threshold. For arm length. For tackles. But I mean, the thing is, I was thinking about this. Earlier today, right? Let's say if he's a solid tackle, right, in the NFL, right? Honestly, I think he might even be a better NFL guard.
okay.
But obviously, you know what? He's going to start at left tackle, right? Right. Once Roger Goodell announced Will Campbell, right, he was automatically the starting left tackle.
Yeah.
So, I think that he's going to start there. If he struggles, he'll be moved inside. But honestly, I think he can hold up there a tackle. That
The
was a
arm
mate.
length don't bother you?
I mean, it doesn't, right? Because Zach Martin, right,
Mhm.
he was a guard because of short arms. I mean, I can't
And
remember
I
what
think
his
Rashawn
arms.
Slater too from the Chargers, right?
Yeah, but I think he had a bit longer arms than Campbell. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I don't know, but at the end of the day, he's gonna be a star wherever he plays. So
Yeah. And I think if he has to move into guard, he's going to be a darn good guard. He'll be a pretty good guard.
yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing, right? It's the arm length with him, right? But
Mm-hmm.
see, right. I previously said, well, if he's a tackle, right, it could be solid, but he still has the potential to be real good there at tackle on the outside.
And what a lot of people do not talk about Will Campbell at LSU. He was in the SEC, one of the best
He,
conferences or whatnot. He went up
yep,
against South Carolina defensive and they got two studs over there. He went up against Bama. He went up against some of the top defensive ends or whatnot.
yep.
I think Landon Jackson, I believe. Um,
Landon Jackson, yeah,
yeah, he. I think that was his toughest matchup. I heard, and I seen
yeah,
some highlights. But and now he guess what? He's gonna get to play him twice in the division because the Buffalo Bills drafted him. So
yep.
you're gonna have to go up against him twice. But I think overall, when Campbell gets his hands on you, you're not going nowhere. He got you.
Which well, no, which pass rusher from South Carolina? You're talking about a Kennard and Stewart?
Yeah, I think they got two. They got two
Yeah,
pass rushers, right? Yes,
no. But Stewart was a true freshman this year.
right.
That
Okay, but
was
yeah, but
yeah, that was
I saw his game. He struggled. He struggled in a couple of those in that matchup this year. Will Campbell. I think he won the overall matchup, but he did have his struggles though that game too.
interesting.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
Will.
I don't remember that game. I don't remember.
It was earlier this year. That was I think LSU won that game. LSU won that game and whatnot. They came back, but they was getting the best out of Campbell a little bit. They were. I seen them.
Well, he's going to be facing studs in the NFL, so
Oh
it's
yeah.
not going to get any harder, right?
I mean, just look at the
Or
schedule.
easier.
I mean, just look at your division. You're gonna play against Lennon Jackson twice. The Dolphins got two good pass rushers. They got Chubb and they got Phillips.
And
Um,
Chop Robinson.
yeah, Chop Robinson, and he had a crazy game. Coincident, a crazy against us last year. He had like 3 sacks against us last year. I like on the Jets. They got. I know they lost Hassan Reddick, but he didn't do much for them. What's the guy they got on the other edge?
Or Jermaine Johnson, and they got
He come from Iowa State, I believe.
no. That's Will McDonald.
Yeah, Will McDonald. That's what I'm talking about. Will McDonald.
McDonald, yep.
He had double-digit sacks last year. Now I think that was just a 1 year thing with him, but You got
Oh no, I don't know about that.
with
Maybe.
Will McDonald. He came out of
Yeah.
nowhere last year.
Yeah, but you started to see some glimpses of it early in his rookie year in 23.
I think he's more so. I think he's more of a pass rusher than he's just like a defense, a edge rusher because he. I don't think he's that good against the run. I think he'd be a pretty good situational pass, like a third down pass rusher though. Will McDonald.
Interesting, yeah. Interesting.
And then Jermaine Johnson got hurt, so Will Campbell's gonna have his work cut out for him early. So I hope we hit on that pick. And he just looks like a variable guy.
Oh yeah. He looks like a Patriot.
Yeah. Moving on to pick 38, we got what you feel that Travion Henderson is going to bring to this offense, bro? He's explosive, and when he sees that hole, he's one cut and he's gone. I see that. What you like about Travion Henderson and the fit with the Patriots?
Well, I mean, there was even questions at at fourth overall that maybe New England could go Ashton Genty because I mean, like, it's not that Stevenson is bad. He's not great, but you know what, he's a solid running back. You know, and can you improve off him? Yes, right. That's why I think they got Travion Henderson, right? Who
Then
could.
our offensive line was a mess last year too, so your running back's only going to be as good. They're very seldomly do you see a running back make things happen with a bad offensive line. Patriots
No,
offensive
that's
line was
fair.
terrible last year.
No, that's 100% definitely a fair point. I mean, they're going to be obviously sharing carries,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right. Maybe Stevenson isn't brought back within a year or two. I don't even know how many years.
He just gave him a 4-year deal, so he's going to be. I think they can't get out that deal till
28.
6. I think that's when they can get out of it.
Okay, but I mean Henderson has the ability to take charge in the backfield.
And they still have Antonio Gibson too as like a third down back.
Yeah, he's a nice change of pace, but I mean honestly, like just from the fantasy football perspective, I think he's going to be, the most productive back in the offense this year. I mean that's my take though, right? But I mean,
Who,
because
Henderson?
yeah, I mean Stevenson isn't great, like I said, but I mean he's still, he's a nice back, but I think he's at his best, or sorry, he's going to be at his best with him somebody beside him, and that's Henderson. But I mean, he's explosive, man. Like I remember him as a true freshman, man, that first game, in Minnesota, right? He
Yeah.
broke off that. It was like a 60-yard run or something. It was 2021. I remember that game.
What about the screen pass he broke off against? What was it, Texas? Right before the halftime, just gone like that.
Uh, I don't remember that one
That was
in
in
the
the bowl
playoff.
game. It was in the bowl game.
No, I don't think in the playoff game. I don't think I
Yes,
remember.
in the playoff game, Henderson, Will Howard threw the ball to Henderson. Won that Texas, yeah, that was Texas against Texas.
Yeah,
It won their final games this year.
yeah, that was in the semifinals. Yeah, semis,
Yes,
right?
yeah, the
Yeah,
playoffs. That's what I'm saying. The playoffs.
yeah. I don't remember.
You don't
That's
remember?
rare of me.
I
I
can't
don't.
believe you don't remember Henderson. Oh, I can't believe you don't remember Henderson taking that to the house right before halftime.
No, I don't. I don't think I do, man.
Oh, gracious, man. You supposed to be on this stuff.
Hey, I don't know everything.
It's that time of year, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can't believe, man. I can't. I'll send it to you after the show. You refresh your memory. But we
All
have a
right.
few people in here, man. Appreciate the comments. Once again, we got draft analyst Anthony Pupo checking us out today. On talking about the draft for the Patriots and whatnot. We are brought to you by the Sportsline Media, man. So I really appreciate it. Make sure y'all go over there. We are powered by them. Make sure you go like and subscribe to the network or whatnot. I think with Henderson, yes, you can do better than Ramondre Stevenson. But Ramondre Stevenson was like, I think we got him on, he was a second round pick for us, a third round?
No, I think he
No,
was. Let me
I
see.
think it was
No.
fourth, right?
Yeah, no, it was
We got
fourth
Stevenson
and 21 he came out. Let me see.
2021. Yeah,
Yep,
you're a fourth rounder, right?
yep. I mean, that's pretty solid value, for a fourth round pick, right?
Yeah, and he's been you seen the Patriot offense last year. Without Stevenson, that offense wasn't doing much. He was the
Yeah.
offense last year. So if anybody gonna take a step back, I don't mind Ramondre taking that step back because he was pulling the whole team on his back. He was carrying the whole team on his back. So, hey, I don't mind the fumbles or whatnot because he's all you had last year. You didn't have no receivers. Your offensive line was a mess. Drake May was a rookie, which we got to get into shortly. But I don't mind Marjorie Stevenson having a bad year because from carrying this team the past couple of years, come on, man, you could take one bad year from Marjorie Stevenson. I do want him to cut down the fumbles, and I think that's probably what Vrabel was. That's what Vrabel was looking at. Hey, we about to go get this running back at pick 38.
Yep.
I think Henderson could have been a top 15 pick, at least top 20.
Yep.
Went
Yeah,
right.
there was some buzz on him. Yep, in the first round, you
He
got.
could have went
Well, I
behind
mean,
Yeah, he could have went behind Genty and Hampton.
Hampton. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where Jeremiah had him. He had
yeah,
20. No, he had him to the chart. No, it was to Denver, and then he had Hampton
yeah.
to the Chargers. But or no,
He had
no,
Hampton to the Chargers, I thought.
no, Hampton to the Rams. I think. No, no,
Broncos.
you're right. Oh yeah, no, yeah, no. He had Henderson to the Chargers, and he had Hampton to the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. He wasn't going out of Hampton.
yeah, so I think that's terrific value getting. I'm surprised he was still on the board at 38 for New England.
Him and Quinshon Junkins. I really thought he wouldn't went ahead of Junkins, but I think Junkins went 2 picks earlier, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, I think let me see. No,
Appreciate all the comments, guys. We're gonna get to all the comments after the show.
yeah,
So
2 picks earlier. Yep.
your favorite pick for us. So out of all of them, you had Campbell at 4,
Yep.
Houston at 38, Cal Williams at 69, the wide receiver out of Washington State, which we didn't talk about. You got
Yep.
Trey Woodson, the safety out of California.
Yeah.
I love Braden Swentz at LSU. That's my guy. He looks like a Vrabel guy.
Yeah.
Joshua Farmer from Florida, Florida State.
Yeah. Farmer.
You took the tackle out of Missouri.
Yeah. Marcus Bryant. I see
Yeah, you
here.
took Marcus Bryant out of Missouri or whatnot, and you got the kicker. We're gonna spend a lot of time on the kicker and the freaking long snapper. We're not gonna spend a lot of time on that.
Yep.
And then Mr. Irrelevant, you got Kobe Minor out of Memphis. So,
Yep.
what was your favorite pick for the Patriots?
Okay. Are we talking about favorite pick with value or just favorite pick
Just
over?
in the entire draft. Favorite pick for the Patriots.
Favorite pick of the entire draft. I mean, honestly, I probably got to go Will Campbell. I mean, right? What happens when you got a franchise quarterback?
You need a franchise tackle.
You got to protect him, right?
Gotta protect him.
That's why tackles are always paid big money, right? So
It might not be the flashy pick. It might be a boring pick, but
no, it's
when
important.
you look back at it, it's a pick of need, and it's what
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, but however, if Carter was there,
Oh boy,
it would have been interesting. I mean,
I think they would have took Carter.
yeah, that's what I think. But I mean, Carter was the better overall player, but Campbell fits the bigger need, right? But I mean, honestly, you know what? You can't go wrong with either, man.
No,
Like, they're both going to
but you
be
need both of them because now
no,
at
yeah,
pass rush, you got Harold Landry, Chase on, Keon White, you got Barmore, Milton Williams, Jennings. He's more of a run stuff. You got Braden Swenson now. You got some
yeah,
pieces, but you don't have that one guy that's going to
yep,
keep the offensive line coach up at night. So I think going into the 2026 draft, I
yep,
think edge rush is going to be at the top of their knees.
yeah. In my early mock, I had
Unless
them.
Braden Swenson could really just go crazy this year.
Yeah, no, in my early mock, I had them picking 5. I can't hold on 1 second.
You good? Take time.
Oh yeah, no, I had you guys picking at 5 and picking Ruben
At
Bain.
5 in 2026?
Yeah, I mean, I spent some time on it, man. I mean, if Drake May, if May can improve, okay, and let's just say it's a slight improvement. You guys could have 6, 7 wins if he lights it up, which is obviously a possibility. You could be pushing for a playoff spot.
You're saying we're gonna probably go 4-13 again if you guys picking at 5.
No. I think maybe at least 5 or 6 wins. No, I don't. Oh no.
Okay, I thought you said picking at 5.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, picking at 5, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're finishing 4 wins. Oh no, you'll finish more than that.
No, if you're picking at 5, you probably got like 4 or 5 wins.
Well, I mean, it's all depending, on the teams in front of you, though, right? So, It's different. It's different every year, right?
I see them picking around about 15, 16, not five.
Yeah,
If they're picking
but
at five again, get rid of Vrabel and get rid of everybody again.
oh, there's no way you give
Yeah,
up.
because you picked that four. This hold on, we got some comments. I got to get to this one.
Okay.
This team will not be picking top five next season, bearing injuries. I agree. I don't come on. Yeah, I agree, Boston Gamer. There's no way if they're picking five again, get rid of the whole staff again. Clean up. There's no way. There's no way.
We shall see,
Are you sure it didn't say 15 when you look?
buddy. I just looked at it, man. It was
A lot
five.
has to go wrong for them to be picking it. So you mean tell me they spent over $300 million in free agency, had an A+ draft. You got your franchise quarterback that you hope going to be back in year two, and they're going to be picking at pick five, one slot down from where they were this year.
Well, I
And
mean,
have you seen the Patriots schedule?
yeah, but other teams got better too, though, right? So
I
you got
know,
to look at.
I get that, Anthony, but picking five. So basically, you've improved from one game. So basically, they're picking five. They probably went five and something. Then they won probably five and six, probably five games, probably four, depending on how many other teams were bad, worse as you.
Yeah, no, you'll get no. You'll get at least five or so, I think.
There's nowhere they're picking five next year, but we'll see. That's why they play
But
the game.
we'll come back to it.
Oh yeah, we got to.
Like, yep.
I got them picking closer to 15 to 20s.
Oh,
And then, oh yeah, I got another comment. Don't forget the incredible coaching staff that they've built.
yeah, okay, yep, that's fair enough. But
We'll
I
see,
don't
man.
know.
We'll see. I can't believe that, but we'll see. Oh boy. Um, Expectations for May. Speaking of the Patriots and
Yep,
the Patriots production and the Patriots expectations next year are going to hinge on Drake May. How does he do year two? Does he take
yep,
that year two leap? Does he continue to ascend? Because me and you in agreement, I think with what he had last year, with
yep,
the talent, the bad offensive line, the terrible coaching, a rookie head coach, rookie
yep,
GM, rookie offensive line, everything was new. And then the pieces that he did have and didn't have, I think he had a pretty darn good year last year. So if he can improve, and now you got better coaching, you got better weapons.
yep,
If you had a good draft class, spent money in free agency, if Drake May can take that lead, the Patriots can win 8 to 9 to probably even 10 games if he can take that lead, and you could be fighting for that last playoff spot. So, and then injuries play a factor. Who knows what's going to happen in Miami, and Buffalo, the Jet? You know what I mean? So, a lot of things have to happen right. A lot of things have to go well for them to
yep,
be like a 10-12 win team, but a
yep.
lot of them have to go bad for them to be picking top five again. So, I think the Patriots will be picking somewhere between 15 and 20. But if Drake May can take that year two leap, everybody say the year two leap for these rookies. If he can
Yep.
take that leap in year two, I think the sky's the limit for the New England Patriots next year and for Drake May. What you think?
But see, that's the thing, though. How big is the leap?
Mm-hmm.
Is it right? Right. I think he's gonna improve. Okay. Right. So it's gonna make a leap. But again, though, right? How big is the leap? I think he can throw. I don't know, maybe 20, 22 touchdowns. Right. Right. And he threw
I think he
15.
had more touchdowns than that.
No, he had 15. I was looking earlier.
Yeah, 15 touchdowns, 10 picks.
Yeah, 10 picks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
But
mean,
go ahead.
that's the thing, right? If he can make a significant leap. You guys could be pushing, 8, 9 wins, and you know what, it maybe sneak in that
Mhm.
last playoff spot, or or just miss out. But I mean, that's the thing, though, right? You know what? It's kind of right. It's kind of hard to say, right? Because you know what, right? That we don't know what goes on, in these NFL buildings. Maybe he doesn't get along,
Mhm.
with a certain coach or whatever, a certain player, right? You know
A lot of
what?
things we don't know.
Yeah, right, 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 and it could impact his development. But I mean, overall, you know what? The arrow is definitely pointing up, and I see him making a leap.
You like May
However,
coming out, right?
yeah, I mean, I had him as my second quarterback.
Behind Caleb, yes.
Yeah, behind Caleb. Yeah. So I mean, but however, if he can make a significant leap, right? You know, that's going to propel you guys, right? So the Patriots season, like you said, it hinges on Drake Lee May. That's the season right there, right? If he can be a monster, right? It's going to take you guys to higher
I don't
heights.
think he has to be a monster though, because I think the talent around him is going to be better than him. Yeah, I don't think he has to be a monster. And we about to get to that. He said, "I bet my house they finished with at least 8 wins." Boston Gamer.
Oh wow! Oh, this guy's gutsy, man. Holy.
The league doesn't have to be huge. We lost a lot of games last season that were down to the wire. He has better weapons. We have a much improved defense with that major upgrade at coaching. A lot of people do not understand that last part. Coaching, and that's why they get paid the big bucks. To put these guys in the best position to
Yep.
succeed. The coaching this year is going to be so much. Josh McDaniels has coached. Terrell Williams for our defensive coordinator, he's coached. Mike Vrabel, he took some Tennessee teams
Yep.
deep in the playoffs. He went to the
He,
AFC Championship game with Ryan Tannehill.
he was
Now,
good.
yeah, they had AJ Brown, they had Derrick Henry, they had all that there. But I'm starting to see how Vrabel is building this team. He's building it from the trenches. So there's no way this team will be picking top 5 and Mike Vrabel first year. I just cannot see that. Clean house again if it is. Clean house again. You have
Yeah,
to.
but see, like I said though, right? That doesn't mean that other teams didn't get better though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about that, but there's
Yeah.
no way New England's picking top 5 this coming. I just can't see it.
We
No.
shall see. Another. I mean, it's already. You know what? It's already been. You know what? Kind of a long off season, but you know what? Once July hits, you start getting that feel, and then they got the preseason. So a few months.
You start to smell that grass when you know it's football season. It's time to start
Yeah.
cutting the grass again. You start to smell it.
Is
So
there anything?
I'm
Is
keen.
there is there anything else you want to ask me today?
Yeah, we about to go through some of these questions.
Okay. Yeah. No worries.
The team would not. Okay, we just went over that.
Yeah, we saw that one. Yep. Uh,
Last year, said you basically had Douglas, Henry, and Stevenson last year's weapons. That's true. I love Pop Douglas. What's your take on Pop?
he's gonna be a nice slot. He's gonna. I think he's gonna top. As a three, but he can be. He can be. He can be a nice find. In the later rounds, and he could even take Drake May. And make him better. Right. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Pop Douglas. I like Pop. Hunter Henry, old reliable. Man, he's not that old. What is he, like 30, I think,
He's
31?
30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
getting up
took
there, but
he took a little bit of a dip.
yeah, I mean everybody took a dip last year. The team was bad.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as what people thought it was, though.
Yeah.
I don't see Campbell
I don't
this
see Campbell
season.
move from tackle this season because, in my opinion, I don't think they have anything better to play at the left tackle. Yeah, I do not want Badarian Lowe playing left tackle. Please.
Yeah,
Make him get killed.
just because you don't have anybody else, that doesn't mean you have to thrust a fourth overall pick into position that he's not comfortable with, right? So there's two ways to look
So
at
what
it,
you're
right?
saying, if he's not comfortable at left tackle?
Well, if he's struggling, but like I said, at the end of the day, I think he's going to be fine there. So we'll
And
see.
if you look at the first 4 weeks who the Patriots play, you know who the Patriots play week 1? You got Max Crosby and the Raiders.
The Raiders, yep.
And Crosby sometimes he lines up on the right side though, right?
I mean, I don't really watch the Raiders a lot, so
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know.
they move them around. You got Crosby week 1, week 2. You got Miami with Jalen Phillips, Chubb, and Chop Robinson
Yep.
at Miami. It's always been a house of horrors for the Patriots. Week 3, you got T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith coming to town, and then week 4, the Panthers had. I love what the Panthers did in the draft. They drafted 2 edge rushers. Carolina's gonna be a problem this year. So
Yeah, they got Scorin and that I see that
I can't pronounce. Yeah, they got. I
the
can't think.
Princely Milan. Yeah, that guy.
You like those 2 guys for
Yeah,
Carolina?
yeah. Well, a Scorin, I thought he could maybe sneak in the end of the first, but
I
I
remember
thought
you
he was.
saying that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be a second round pick. It's good
Um, real,
value. Good value in second round. Good value.
real quick before we let y'all, and y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. We are powered by the Sportsline Media, man. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all go over to the YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe. We are powered by the Sportsline Media, man. I really appreciate it. Kyle Williams, we didn't talk about him.
Okay.
I know when I told you earlier on the draft part, you wasn't really familiar with his game and whatnot.
Yep.
But upon further review, have you had time to go back? I mean, as time went on, did you look at some of the film on Kyle Williams from Washington State? He transferred from UNLV to Washington State and whatnot. He played with Cam Ward for a year or two there at Washington State. Do you like how you feel about Cal Williams?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did play with him. Oh,
Yeah, he played
wow.
with Cam Ward for a couple years.
Was it for 2 years?
I think he played 2 years at Washington. Yeah, he played 2 years because Cam
It
Ward was at
was
Washington State for 2 years, right?
No, no, no. He only played with them 1 year. It was only 2023.
So okay, well he okay. Oh no,
No,
that's right,
sorry.
huh? I thought
No,
he was
yeah.
2 years, right?
No, 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 no. He was at UNLV for 3, and then Washington State for 2.
But I'm
So
saying
he
Cam
only
Ward. How long was Cam Ward at Washington State? Like two
he
years.
was 2, but it was a 21. No, it was 22 and 23. And
For
this
Cam
class
Ward
are yeah, war. Yeah, so they only played together
for
in
a year.
2023.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you called that pick, right? I mean, like I
Hey, I
haven't really
was talking to
watched.
you about it weeks prior to the draft, right?
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, that was a good call. I mean, no, I mean, I've had the chance, to take a peep at his film, but I
We
mean,
can't draft a wide receiver to save our life.
well, I mean, again, that's a nice value though, right? A solid second round pick,
I mean, we took
right?
Tayshawn Booty and Pop Douglas on day three, and they've been pretty good for us.
Yeah, Booty, maybe like I don't know, maybe he could top out as like a I don't know,
Three.
yeah, maybe like a high to mid 3. But I mean, it sounds like you guys had some good value, for Kyle Williams. You know what, based on on where he was picked. But I mean, he could even be the 2 in your offense, man, right
Behind
behind
Stephon
Stephon.
Diggs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, is he? I mean, on the depth chart, is he even starting opposite Diggs? I don't even know.
Well, I mean, they just got in OTAs and got done Ricky Minicamp. Don't forget about Jalen Pope. I think Pope's gonna have a bounce back season.
Yeah. Okay. 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 So maybe we'll start off. Okay. Okay. So we'll
Diggs,
start.
Diggs is coming back from injury, so who knows if he's gonna start the year. We got Mac Hollins. He's more of a special teams guy.
Yeah, he'll be like a. Yeah, he'll be like a big slot, something like that,
You
like
got
a
Diggs, you
4.
got Cal, you got Pope, Pop Douglas, Booty,
Baker.
Javon Baker, Kendrick Bourne.
There's
You
a
ain't
lot of
you're
players
not
that.
keeping all those wide receivers.
No, at least I
And then we
mean,
got Efton Chisholm. I like that name.
yeah, I mean, there'll be probably 2 guys gone maybe during the year.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
a guy gets released or traded, but I mean, it's too many wide receivers, man. Too.
yeah, yeah, you can't carry that man. Most teams go with like five, I think, or six.
I mean, it's different. I mean, if you go, yeah, usually it's probably around there 5 or 6.
I
But
like
I
how
mean,
the Chiefs use their wide receiver. They always sub them out. They go through a lot of
yeah,
wide receivers. Boston Gaming said, I definitely see your concerns though, Anthony. He was talking about you, but I think a lot more has to go wrong for them to pick in the top five, even the top 10. I agree.
I
Yeah, a
definitely
lot would have
okay.
to go wrong. You're talking about injuries and all that, bro.
Yeah, but again, like I said, right, right. Other teams got better too, right? You have to look at other, but I mean,
They did.
you gotta focus, on you, right, in life and anything. But you also, have to look at other teams too and say, okay, well, you know what, right? How are they game planning? You know what? How are they? You know what? How are the coverages looking? From game to game. You know what? What's their play calling ratio? So I mean, there's honestly, there's a lot of factors that go into this stuff, right? You know what, and it's the NFL is a great business. You know what, right? It's a great business, right? So tons of millions of people fall all over the world, man. Millions.
Boston Gaming said, I think the Jets are going to be better than people think.
That's
I think Fields will have a good year in that offense.
yeah. I think I have him finishing. I don't know, like 8 or so.
Hey, what picking eight? Picking number eight?
Yeah, let me see.
Take it down. Bourne going to be better, bro. Don't sleep on him, kid. We'll
I
see
have them picking 7.
who the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Fields will be great, but you know what? He'll be probably above average. We'll see how it goes.
We shall see, man. Oh, brother, it was great to have you on. It was a
Uh,
great show. You've taught me so much over the years. Every year, I think it's like the third straight year we've done a preview
yep.
of the draft and we've done a recap, man.
No, no,
Bro,
no.
every
We didn't. No, no, no. We didn't do a recap 2 years ago. I don't think.
oh
We did
yeah,
it
I don't
last
yeah, I
year.
think last year we did it though.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
year.
It's great to have you on, man. You've
Yeah,
never
thanks.
You've never turned,
Yeah,
you've never turned me down, man. You got some great insight. Let everybody know they can find you at, man.
yep, yeah. You know what? You know what? And this time I remembered my Twitter. Yeah, it's Anthony Pupo 94. So that's where you guys can find me on Twitter. But yeah, it was a, you know what? It was a pleasure, man. You know what? I appreciate you having me on, and you enjoy Game 7 between the Nuggets and the OKC Thunder.
Got one more comment. Appreciate the stream, gentlemen. Okay, appreciate it, Boston.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Uh, hey
Hey,
guys, thanks,
yes,
thanks, Kendall. Appreciate it.
yes, I appreciate it. If y'all gonna check out the stream later on, I know a lot of y'all come view later on after the show is posted. Go check it out. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the content. And make sure you give my buddy Pupo Draft Analyst a subscribe and a follow on Twitter. Well, a follow on Instagram and a follow on Twitter. I really appreciate it, guys. Go Pats. Have a good one.